Before we jump into the adventure, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Roll20. Roll20 is the virtual tabletop that we're using to make this game possible. It hosts the map, the dice roller, and all of our character sheets, and they've seen fit to include us in their Spotlight program, which not only will help raise awareness and help viewers find the channel, but also gives us access to the pro-level subscription and unlocks many of the features like dynamic lighting and many of the scripts that we use to bring our game to the next level. So if you have any questions about how to get started or are looking to improve your abilities with Roll20, do not hesitate to reach out and we will do what we can to help you. It's a really powerful tool and we're thankful for them for sponsoring this show. And we are live with a very late episode of our Dragon of Icespire Peak. We took a week off and then we took an extra 45 minutes off because new computer, new stream setup, new desk orientation and all that stuff, but nobody cares. They want to hear what Ben has to say about what happened last time.
Well, all right then. So I guess last time we checked out Butterskull Ranch, which turned out to be occupied by a significant number of orcs. Raytheon stood in the doorway of the big house for several rounds, and after fighting for a few minutes, the orcs were slain. We investigated the rest of the ranch and discovered the rancher, Big Al, was still alive. He had lost about half his livestock and his prized cow, Petunia. He said that he would reward us for the return of said cow with a set of magical chainmail. Longtooth had to employ his tracking skills in order to find her, but we were able to gather Petunia along with the extra horses and bring them back to Big Al. Excited as he was, Big Al gave Raytheon the mithril armor. We spent some time tasting the famous butterskulls of Butterskull Ranch, which were literally just globs of butter in the shape of a skull. We decided to camp out around the farm, and Illum seemed to be morose as she remembered her family back home, probably just finishing up their planting for the season. The next morning, we started our 3.5-day journey back to Phandalin. As we passed the shrine of Severus, the dragon happened to be nearby, and we hid among the hills, waiting for it to pass. Finally, we got back to Phandalin, meeting briefly with Harbin for payment and to pick up some new bounties. We also picked up some supplies for the logging camp that is run by Harbin's half-brother. There were a couple of new bounties in addition to the logging camp. Someone needed protection as they journeyed through the area, but we decided that the supplies were a much more pressing matter. And there's also the mysterious lighthouse, which we've yet to investigate. We decided to go overland with the wagon, following a trail and then a river, though Zook really wanted to go off-roading through the forest. On the third day of travel, we began to follow the river and spotted a rather combative-looking boar. We tried to circumvent the animal, but Raytheon and the pig were just too suspicious of one another, and the puns were just too strong. The boar ended up casting some pretty damaging spells on us, as it turned out to be a half-orc druid in wild shape. This plunged the group into chaos, as many of us did not know how we felt about killing her, but Cazador finally slew the notorious PIG. Illum had a change of heart and tried to heal the druid. Longtooth and Cazador pleaded with her not to do so. But Zook supported the idea. Illum bent down to cast Healing Hands, and that's where we ended our session.
All right. I have decided, against my better judgment, to let y'all heal the pig lady. So you heal the pig lady.
I mean, I guess.
I'm asking.
One does.
Well,
do you heal
yes,
the pig lady?
For sure. So Illum ran over and it's just feeling like there's just been this horrible misunderstanding. For whatever reason, she's just feeling a guilty conscience or something. And so she lays her hands on there, uses her healing touch, and then while she's doing it, she's you hear her saying like things like the ancestors won't let's see the ancestors they'd never forgive me. This is wrong. Something's wrong. And then once the half orc becomes conscious, she's like, I'm so sorry. There's been a misunderstanding. Are you all right? We didn't mean to hurt you. I think there's been a misunderstanding. And she's just kind of like, she's rambling, and it's obvious.
So the orc is gonna do the like slow blinks, come to consciousness, and is like on her back, looking up. You get that nice like canopy of trees above y'all, sun filtering through them. A loom comes into like focus, and then she realizes that you're the one that shot at her first.
I was trying to. I was serious. I thought you were an animal, a harmless woodland creature. I just thought to scare you off.
If I was harmless, then why were you shooting at me?
I thought it would scare you away. I'm so sorry. And Loom's like on the verge of tears right now.
Cazador is just going to give some serious side eye to Longtooth. Just
okay. Well,
Longtooth will make his way over to where Loom is administering aid to this half orc, and he'll just put a hand on Loom's shoulder.
Are you the spirit of this forest?
what? No, like it's where I live, but like I don't fancy myself as its representative or something like that. I was just out having a normal day, and then people started shooting at me. So I made my point and tried to flee, but y'all kept pressing your luck, so I did what I could to try and get away.
Rathian walks up with his 2 hit points left and a big char mark in the middle of his armor plate. He just looks down at the druid like, you gotta apologize for this.
Is that a question or a statement?
Why would... Do you normally walk around as a boar?
I mean, again, I don't fancy myself the spirit of the forest, as your weird masked friend here puts it. And at this point, she's gonna like start to kind of get up on her elbows. She realizes that she's having this whole conversation from flat on her back.
Cazador's standing over her and still got her spear pointed.
Longtooth pushes the spear away and will pull this half orc up to her feet.
Yeah, and when she mentioned the mask, Loom would take it off right away. I probably would have had it off already, but if she hadn't, then immediately it would come off. And again, she's just like, I'm so sorry. This is not my land. It's very confusing.
You realize that people hunt boar, and boar are also known to maul people.
Okay.
You don't realize that?
I didn't charge at y'all or do anything crazy. I was simply standing here and wondering why there were a group of y'all stomping through the woods, considering some of the things that's going on in these parts these days.
You were a boar on a trail used by people.
I was a boar in the middle of the woods doing boar things.
Well, you probably shouldn't have been in food form.
Yes, you should be very grateful that that we weren't better hunters.
Like, look, I can understand the misunderstanding at the beginning, right? But once I transformed and tried to get away, you continued your attacks. So I continued, and she just kind of like drones off, and she just motions to the charred Rathian wound and just kind of trails off with her comment there.
Well, I told you they were going to continue once they'd started until you were dead. Just why didn't you stop and just talk with us?
Because you told me they were going to continue attacking me until I was dead.
Well, they listened to me.
Argument, to be honest.
Well,
so you were mentioning things happening in the forest. What are those things?
I mean, there's a dragon flying around for one. I don't know if y'all have seen that.
that's not limited to the forest.
What?
That's not limited to the forest.
I imagine. I mean, a dragon of that size has got to get some lands for proper hunting and stuff like that. It can't necessarily fit down into the trees and find its meals, so I imagine it's much easier to hunt things in the grasslands and farming areas.
Alum looks to Rathian and says, "We have, in fact, encountered the dragon. It is quite terrifying."
What are you called?
What am I called?
What is your name?
What
Do you
is
have a
my name? That is great. I probably should have named this NPC.
Two weeks. 2 weeks of piqued interest.
I had like 45 minutes of drawing boxes that I was more concerned about.
I'm board druid.
My name is Jennifer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just assumed you had a name.
We're going to go with Vera. Veera. My name is Vera.
Vera.
Look, Vera, this was nothing personal. And he's going to reach down and kind of clasp onto her forearm and pull her up to her feet.
She's already been pulled to her feet. Long to dead.
Well, I'm going to push her back down.
Right. Nothing personal. And then she'll motion to your wound again. Nothing personal. Big misunderstanding.
Yes,
You guys go.
That's all it was.
Whatever y'all were doing, and I'm gonna go do whatever I was doing. And I
trying
guess I need to consider thinking about whether I do it while looking like a boar in the future.
Vera,
These trails that lead into the woodsman's camp.
Oh, you're going to the logging camp.
yes.
Yeah, we're delivering
Vera.
supplies from town.
Well, have fun with that, I guess.
Do any of the troubles involve the loggers?
I normally keep my distance, especially if I'm out romping around like a boar. As it turns out, people hunt boar, and boar attack people, so I tend to stay away from the logging camp when I'm out just having fun exploring through the woods, not doing anything that deems being shot at.
Some of us are hunters.
So, Alum stands real formally and does this like hugely deep bow and she says, "Please forgive me, Vera, for creating this unforgivable situation. Please forgive me for God, Gregory, you're terrible. Please forgive me for creating this terrible situation. May the rest of your days be blessed."
All right. So I'm going to leave now, and no one's going to shoot anyone, right?
Correct.
All right. And she's going to start to back into the woods a little bit. I don't even remember. She's not got too much in terms of armor and gear, so I don't think she even had to pick up anything. Nope, she was transformed, so.
Less gear since I stole some from her.
Yeah. And unless y'all follow after her, a weird leather tunic wearing half-orc lady is going to wander off into the
I
woods.
think we are prepared to let half-orc druid Vera make her way off into the woods.
Correct.
Okay. Well, half-orc lady druid Vera heads off into the woods. We're going to call it to the west.
Once she's gone, Monto just shakes his head. What a strange woman. And
What a strange land. Everything here is so different.
I mean, she was a boar. That's really weird, right?
I'm saying that
Well,
let's be on with it.
we spoke of shapeshifters before. This is not new. My family, my people, we believe that there are spirits that inhabit the woods and the natural places, and they protect those places. And I never imagined that creature would be such a being, but obviously she is not. But
I wouldn't worry about it. It's just a half-orc. Barely better than a boar.
There are
Yes.
plenty of things in the forest that want to kill you alone.
yes. I'm sorry, my friends. Let us go and check on these logging men.
So you make it 20 feet down the road, and there's another boar.
Kill it!
Making bacon.
Yeah. All right. So you get back on the road. It's not much of a road. It's a path through the woods, really. And you kind of head south before it loops and begins to head back east. And then we have box text. So the logging camp spreads along the south shore of the river, where a dozen tents are arranged on a sandy beach. Near a dock stands a cabin with logs stacked under an awning. Older cabins close by have been torn down and leave only stone chimneys and foundations. A grim silence hangs over the camp, and you see no one around. Let me drag you to this other map.
Well, since Rathian is has a gaping wound in his side, and like organs are showing.
Do you need a hand with that?
Nah, I got it.
How long would it
Yeah,
have
don't
taken
worry.
to get from where we were to the camp? Would there been time for a long rest? I mean, short rest?
It wasn't an hour from Pig Lady to logging camp. Y'all can hang out where Pig Lady was for an hour and then head to the logging camp.
I'll just use my lay on hands.
I feel like the screen is black for all of y'all.
No.
Somewhat.
I got shadows.
Getting some
yeah.
real weird shadows, but other than that,
I do see shadows. Yep, I got sight. I see a
Stand
cart and some other stuff.
Well, it's black for the stream.
So always the insightful one. Longtooth says, huh. So he looks around.
Would they not, if they went to collect logs, would not at least one of them remain?
Yes, this is probably not good. Should we go quiet?
Yes.
Did it mention that there were any like fires burning or anything, or is it all burned out?
There's no campfires or... Oh, there goes some stuff for the stream. Sweet. There's no currently burning campfires. There's no signs of anyone. You do have the cabin that is directly north of you. And then you see a couple of cabins that have been like torn down. And then you see the tents and stuff as well.
Some of the cabins have been torn down?
Yeah, so like
Wow.
right there. I should pick a better color. I'm sorry.
I didn't see that. I must not be zoomed out enough. Oh, there. I see that. Okay.
So there's no movement here, right? But are there any bodies? Is there any visible indication of some type of battle or attack took place?
Make a survival check and a perception check.
Cazador, perhaps you would search around. Wait, Cazador?
Already gone.
I'm All right. So survival, you see a bunch of footprints coming and going. You're on a road. There's footprints. You don't see any non-humanoid footprints where you're at or anything super fancy, crazy. And with your 14 perception and your 10 perception, it's eerily quiet. The trees are rustling in the wind. But other than that, a little bit of sound of the river and not much else of note until y'all like actually start moving around. Stand by. I have a thing for Cazador. Yep, Cazador went and did it.
Way to go, Cazador.
Yup. Why is Roll20 fighting with me today? Actually, since they're one over the other, I'm going to read this to Longtooth and Rathian, and then we'll get to Cazador. All that remains of this cabin is a ruined fireplace whose chimney has mostly collapsed. There's a stone foundation, and other than that, random planks and rocks. It's a fireplace, and that's about it. Go ahead.
Real quick, does it look like it's collapsed like from disuse or collapsed like it was knocked over?
Let me see if it differentiates that. it says they have been torn down. Like it wasn't attacked and there's all of the spare parts laying there. You can see
The loggers took it down.
Yeah, you can see the logs that they've cut down from the forest, but there's not like pieces of this cabin laying where you are standing. Like it has been dismantled, apparently. Nothing I have read yet tells me why. Cazador, give me a perception check. Okay.
Womp.
Yeah. Well, in that case, just go ahead and give me initiative.
Cool.
Everybody.
Sure.
Rathian, save me.
Apparently, I wasn't paying attention to this house at all. I was locked in on getting this battle started.
High alert, Rathian.
Danger is afoot. And its name is Rathian.
Rathian's afoot?
Yeah, I was going to say Rathian's afoot.
Boo!
I expect that from Bounty Hunter. But Clay, I'm surprised at you.
I know. You guys are rubbing off on me, and it's not all good.
Oh gosh. Your comment about a foot reminded me the last game that I played in with the wife. They also took a half-orc hostage, and she was playing a barbarian like she is known to do, and her interrogation methods normally involve beating the crap out of stuff. So she proceeded to grab her great axe when the half-orc would not tell them why she was there, and she cut its foot off.
Jesus.
Making friends.
Just straight up hacked a foot off. And then I believe it was the bard was like, well, I can fix that with mending, right? And the DM's like, no.
You can fix the sock.
Yeah, the DM's like, yeah, that's not how that works. And I was like, well, technically mending says it can fix anything 1 foot or less. So
Remind me later to tell you guys about the head of Vecna if you've not heard of it.
Yes.
I'm familiar.
Head of Vecna?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later.
All right.
We'll be here forever otherwise. So.
Yep. Rathian gets to go first, but it is a surprise round. So the first thing that is actually going to go is jumping up out of the ground in a burrowing, like, spew of dirt near the tents is a giant monster thing right over near Miss Cazador. And it's going to, like, skitter, knocking this tent out of the way and run up and attempt to attack her.
Well, now we know why they left.
And is going to bite at thee. And apparently all of
That's my thing.
Yeah, well, it's a 24 to hit.
That'll do it, yeah.
And it's a 14 damages. But apparently my
Oh, I'm
character
dead.
sheets-
Dead.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
At least it's not going to attack me anymore. Bright side.
Bright
Unless
side.
it tries to eat you.
Hey, look at that giant bug that's ragdolling Cazador.
Yeah, so y'all look over there, and Cazador's just getting, like, ragdolled, like he said, into a tent at this point. Like, there's canvas everywhere because it charged through a tent, and there's just chaos.
I die hating this orc!
A loom. Things are happening.
Not good. Is this surprise round though, right?
I say go ahead. Y'all were like looking around for stuff. Well, stuff has happened.
I think you skipped me then.
Get a 22.
It was your turn first, but nothing had happened yet.
Oh, gotcha. I get you.
I'll get you on the back end. I promise.
No, I get it. I was really alert, but nothing had erupted from the ground yet.
You were really alert, but you were looking the wrong direction. You were like checking out those floorboards over there.
Okay, so the first thing Loom, is she aware of this? Like she heard this and heard Cazador scream
was
or something? Or
very noticeable.
Yeah.
Like it was an attack.
oh no, Cazador! Just like try to make sure everybody. She needs our help. So Loom's gonna run for sure to like there, and then instinctively just first thing she'll do is throw an Eldritch Blast.
She is known for doing that.
16 to hit.
I feel like that hits him.
Whoops.
That was me, my bad.
No worries.
Does
If
it
it does, oh my gosh. All right, how about 1 force damage?
How about... Okay. Rathian, go ahead and take your turn,
I mean,
sir.
technically it's a hit.
Yeah, not much of a hit.
I die being disappointed in a loom.
I feel shame as a minor action. Rathian, go ahead and take your turn, sir.
All right, then I
It's
am.
going to be a whole bunch of walking.
No, it's going to be quite a bit of walking. I just need to get to within 30 feet of it, which I don't think I can do.
I'm sure something else will come along.
Yeah. All right. Yep. I'm just going to walk 30 and take a defensive action, pull my shield out.
Okay. Jamrill.
All right. So Cazador, you are like unmoving. Dead.
Oh, she's
That is
moving.
correct.
It's just she's getting Loki'd by Thor at the moment.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna panic and drop a healing word anyway, just in case, because Jamrel doesn't really know what else to do, and he's just. Oh, I think I need to move 1 square further, and then I can hit Cazador with a healing word for 7 points. And then he's going to pull out his lyre and strike another power pose chord against this thing and cast Dissonant Whispers on him with his action. So that'll be a wisdom saving throw of 13.
They're super wise, let me tell you.
Of course they are.
All right.
And that'll do it.
If any other bard had cast it.
You know?
Have y'all seen that joke that's been going around Twitter? I think Kate Welch started it, where it's like all D&D classes have the thing that they're great at. You know, fighters are great at fighting, and it gets all the bard, and it just says bard, and that's it. I've been wanting to do one for this group and just have it say Jamro. It's been a busy week at work. So Jamrels,
Jamrels, and that's it.
you're a verb now. But luckily, I have to switch layers because I know how to roll 20. This happens. Right?
There's two kinds of luck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have this one run over towards the Rathian and Zook group. Rathian is the biggest looking male. He's gonna swing at him first because he doesn't know better.
I spit my cigar in his face.
He's missing out on the appetizer, though.
Yeah. Cigar bounces off the face of this thing, and you said you went defense, so it had disadvantage and is going to miss as it just like zergling attacks your shield. And so you get all the little pincers and teeth and stuff like coming around
That's a
the edges
lucky
of your
dodge
shield.
right there.
Yeah.
God's damned, you're ugly.
All right, Zook, what you got?
Suzuki is really inspired by those new insects. Like, oh, this is fascinating.
Make a, he's going to make a robot one, y'all.
Yep. He is going to throw out a scorpion
Oh.
right about here. And it's going to shoot. Does a 19 hit.
19 hits.
So it
Emerald,
pushes.
what were you trying to do there, bud?
Yeah. What gibberish was that?
I just clicked back onto the screen, and apparently clicking an NPC's attack does that.
Oh, okay. 19 for 6 force damage.
Yep. And it pushes it 5 feet back.
Boop.
And then I'm like,
Or did you want it over here?
no, that's fine.
Okay.
And then I hide behind the scorpion.
Nice.
Good idea.
Longtooth.
Well, now that it's been pushed back, it's out of my range. I can't attack it. Thanks, Zook.
Sorry.
So I guess he'll 1, 2, 3. He'll move here. The ghost of his son falls upon the back of whatever this ankheg looking thing that's close to me, whichever one that is. Falls out of the sky and alights upon its back. So I cast Hunter's Mark upon it.
Sure.
And that as a bonus action. And for my action, I will dodge, seeing how I can't attack it because someone named Zook pushed it back. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, you know?
Dodge action, best action.
You're a ranger without a bow, so, you know.
I'm a hunter with a boar spear.
There you go.
Being accused of being yelled at for hunting boar who happen to be half-orcs.
Being yelled at by the boar.
I'm just saying.
Dinner never yells at me.
Clay, do me a favor and aim your camera up just a click there. Cazador.
I would like to disengage from its mouth, if possible.
Since you went unconscious, I didn't actually have you do the whole grapple process, so it did not hold on to you because it saw all your friends coming. So you're not grappled. So feel free to disengage and I don't know, half orc run away.
Oh, hell no. No. As long as it's not actually grappling me, I'm going to attack it.
Well, good luck with that.
Oh boy.
So I'm just going to go ahead and spend a key point here and let's stick, kick, bite.
Is that like your new album? Like Blood, Sex, Magic?
Stick, kick, bite. I've got a 24 to hit with the spear.
Hit.
23 with a kick.
Hit.
And a 9 with a bite.
Miss. I'm going to assume that you actually do bite it. You just don't actually get through the chitinous armor. And so you got one of its mandibles in your mouth and you're just like, ah.
That seems fair.
You know what doesn't seem fair?
It's going to go and attack me again.
There's another one.
Yeah, there's another one. It's right over here.
Oh no.
Oh, that's bad.
Bye, Cazador.
Another eruption of dirt. And this one's going to actually run up and do the old bitey thing.
Gonna miss old Cazador.
Oh, 8, though. And I'm assuming that misses.
You assume correctly.
That brings us back to Rathian. The battlefield's getting much more crowded, sir.
All right. Rathian is now once again going to see how he can maneuver. All right. So I'm going to stay in this thing's threat range and try to get within 30 feet of that one.
Mm-hmm.
That should be right. Yep, there we go. And then I am going to use my bonus action to cast Compelled Duel.
Ooh.
So I keep my shield up, blocking the one that's in front of me, and I turn to the other one, like, over here, ugly. And it has to make a wisdom save, which it makes, and nothing happens.
This is the wisest group
God damn.
of random trimmer monsters.
I don't think so.
Are we sure that these are 3 shape-changed half-orcs?
It's her friends.
possible.
So in that case, I'm just going to bash this thing with my mace.
That is effective. That was much more effective than that other thing you tried. This whole setup, I can't see my numbers on my keyboard. All right, well, it's the first one who is still very much has no reason to do anything but attempt to bite Cazador. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
You are grappled, and you have to make a DC 13 to get out of that.
And that's athletics or acrobatics, if I remember right.
For the
Well, that'd be on your
defender.
action, right? Not now.
Yeah,
Yep.
it'd be your turn to break the grapple, but I believe you're correct. You can do both, or either or.
Both and add them together.
Yeah, Illume. I should pull up the grapple rules real quick, or make Curtis do it.
On it.
Okay.
Oh, this is not good. She will move to a better position and then somewhere back here-ish, shatter to hit the two ankegs, but not Cazador.
Okay.
So DC 14 Constitution save.
Well, at least you didn't make him try to do a wisdom save, because
gracious.
Jim's working. Con save?
Please. Ha ha! That's one fail. And the
Another
other-
con save?
Ha ha! They both take 15 thunder damage.
The first one is pretty jacked up. Anything else? Push or anything weird?
No, shatter doesn't do anything like that. So
Just thunder wave.
yeah, just a thunderous clap of, and then damage. So I'm done.
Okay. Next on our agenda is our bestest buddy, Jamriel.
All right. Well, inspired by that great spell cast and also seeing Cazador in the maw of this creature, I'm going to try to move forward a bit and then cast Dissonant Whispers on it again.
We believe in you.
We'll just see. I'd love to see it just run away right now, but
Do you want to click the thing first so that you know how much it saves out of?
yeah. So he takes 5.
Okay.
Does
And
he,
then
does he,
I'm
Distant Whisper is the first level spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
You hit the first one, right?
I was thinking of Vicious Mockery.
Did you do that to the first one? Was it supposed to take damage?
Yeah, I was supposed to take half damage
What was
the
your
first
damage?
time. Scrolling up, it looked like 8, so half to 4.
Okay. It's like got a broken leg and oozing in several places at this point, and you're doing a whole bunch of mental damage to it. And despite its saves, it's not that smirt.
And then I yell out at Cazador, "You can bite much harder than that!" And bardically inspire.
Thanks,
Good
bro.
old Jamriel.
I'm gonna need rhyming bardic inspirations from now on. Okay, guys, y'all ready for this?
Please don't be another one.
No.
Beat me to it.
The one next to Rathian is going to spew a line of acid across Zook and his little scorpion guy. Each creature in that line must make a DC 13 saving throw.
So, is that a Constitution? Oh, Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Okay.
It is
So-
not automatically calculated. Why did it not roll? Now I have to type it like some sort of Neanderthal.
I failed. And
Good.
let's see. This guy is just a +0, so I'll just roll a 20. There we go. Both fail.
Poor scorpion.
Take 9 damages.
All right.
Acid. If it matters, it's acid damage.
Doesn't matter. Ouch.
Zook, it's your turn.
Oh, that's painful. Zook is going to shoot it with his crossbow, with his Prismo Zapper, although it's not activated, so That's gonna be just that. Does a 9 hit? Probably not.
9.
We are not doing well tonight, guys.
And the scorpion will it will attempt to go that way, so it does get an attack of opportunity.
It's all that karma from fighting the pig lady, apparently.
It's all the karma from resurrecting her.
Yeah. 21 to hit.
Yep, definitely. So scorpion is probably gone.
Let me roll the damage on that bad boy because it jacked it up. My character sheets are being weird, y'all.
All right.
I clicked it. That was oh god. Oh, I broke everything.
Yeah, what did you do? 10 damage.
Yep, scorpion's gone.
You tried though.
There's a space in the damage. Maybe that's what's causing the issue.
So
I'll fix it in a minute. Anything else on your turn, Mr. Zook?
let's just take a few steps back. That's it.
Okay. Longtooth.
Yeah, Longtooth, upon seeing this horrible creature, regurgitate stomach acids all over Zook, he's going to cut up to his left, like away from the mouth of this thing. And it's from that distance that he is going to try and jam his spear into this thing's flank. So that's what I'm doing now. So there's that thing. There's a 16 hit.
Yes.
So he takes 13 plus the additional dice 6 for the hunter's mark. Ooh, 1. Let's not forget that 1. So 14
Your
damage.
kid was distracted. He didn't stab him very hard.
Yeah. 14 overall is not bad. It's better than 1.
Yes, it
You-
is. Thank you for the reminder.
You get a nice, you get a nice good stab in there right between 2 plates and kind of twist the spear around good. And
Yeah, I mean, as he twisted, there's like probably some type of yellow pussy gunk kind of falling out of the side of this thing.
It's doing that thing where it's trying to like wrench away from you, but it's realizing that with the spear in there, the more it does that, the more it hurts. So it's got like a leg that's clawing back at it.
And he calls across the battlefield to Cazador. He says, "Stop fighting and defend yourself." Saying that she looks like she's about to be grabbed by 2 of these things and then twisted and pulled apart, like that cool scene from Willow. He's trying to not have that happen to Cazador. All done.
Or like the 2 T-Rexes in
Right.
Jurassic Park 2.
Same thing.
Cazador.
All right. I'd like to unbe bitten, please.
Nailed it.
Talking good.
The answer, by the way, is yes. You can roll either to get out.
That is what I do.
You do the thing.
Eat it!
I think it was trying to.
And I am going to spend a key point to disengage as a bonus action to get away from this second fella.
Mm-hmm.
Come around, and since this first one that was biting me, you said seemed like it might have been quite injured.
Mm-hmm.
My instinct is to finish it off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do it. Dead.
Nice.
Let's see, so that would be
I imagine you like scramble like between its legs and under it and then just give one solid like stab with the spear and then turn around and take off running again.
Yep, that's it.
Got it.
Leaving a profuse trail of blood in her wake.
This thing over here, I should really install that Roll20 thing that pings when it's something's turn. It can move 30 feet.
Dope.
Well, here it comes. Bite. Miss.
Nope.
Bite.
No bites.
I got you, Clay. But I appreciate it. Rathian.
All right. I think it is time to smash this thing in its big dumb face.
I feel like first round was time to smash this thing in its big dumb face.
Yeah, I was trying to do tactics because that's kind of my thing, but now it's not good.
I still can't figure out why ever since I tried to turn off the description, my bites roll an advantage but not damage.
All right. And then with the rest of my turn, I will move shield up around it to get between it and Zook.
Okie dokie. Loom.
So she looks over her shoulder and says, "You handle that one. I'll help Cazador." Illum is now going to come over this direction to get sort of a different vantage, and she's going to then shoot Witch Bolt at this ankheg. 11 probably misses.
Miss.
Damn it. She's like, curses!
Burns down one of the tents.
Yeah, probably.
He shoots a hole straight through a canvas tent. Jamroll, I believe. Yes, Jamroll.
Well,
Go, Jamroll. You can do it.
yeah.
Is that a bardic inspiration right there?
Yeah.
I'm going to step forward to Cazador's side, brandishing my rapier. And I'm going to attempt to stab this thing.
What?
Cazador looks like does a double take, like, what? What are you doing here?
Being almost completely out of spell slots myself. So we'll see how this goes. Hey,
Look at this guy being a hero.
Not bad.
jump in. And then I'm going to say, Zook, watch out for puke, and artically inspire him.
Yes.
I feel inspired.
I can't see you through the tent, but know that he's proud of you by proxy.
You know what that means. Jamroll's puns are intense.
Oh my god.
I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
Bye, guys.
Clay, do you know why you can ran in a campground, but you can't run?
I don't want to know. I don't want the answer.
Okay.
Please spare me.
This one's going to bite at Mr. Rathian and miss. It's because
You got to do better than that, Toothy.
Zook, it is your turn. Please watch out for puke.
I will. Zook is going to charge the Prismo Zapper and shoot. Let's do it. Wait, no, wrong button. Which he actually probably taps the wrong button as well. But here we go. There's a 14 hit.
I feel like it does.
I'm aiming for
It does.
this one. Oh, the one near Cazador.
Okay.
So it's 12 points of damage.
It is still up, but just barely.
All right, so I'll
You,
take
like-
a few.
Right across the top of that tent and stabs into the side, and it does that like hiss and recoil as it's still like slashing at Cazador. But
So it's
Jamroll's
like
up
a-
there poking at it now.
Lightning bolt out of the Prismo Zapper and
Okay.
punctures a hole.
Nice.
That's my turn.
Longtooth, it's your turn.
Let's see what the dice say.
The dice still are not rolling my damage for my bad guy. You're going to kill that thing. Please tell me how you would like to do that.
So yeah, basically what he does is he kind of, as the movie camera zooms up on him, he twirls the spear over his head at once and sticks it to the back of this thing and essentially uses it to pole vault over the top of it.
I can dig it.
To make his way over here. And then he's going to use his follow-up attack for having killed something in this round. As a bonus action, the ghost of his son flies to the air and actually I can't do that because the bonus action is also the bonus action I'm using right now. So no, the ghost stays on the original ankheg.
Got it.
So it's just normal attack. No normal attack. So here we go. There's a 13 hit.
No.
All right, so he skitters off the back of its chitin and curses.
Cazador.
Hold on, I'm typing. All right. Well, Cazador is going to kind of uncharacteristically concerned about someone else's well-being, attempt to push Jamrel back because he has no business fighting this thing melee.
Shove him back and he takes an attack of opportunity.
Just trying to get him out of the way. He's too much of a cinnamon roll for this situation.
Cinnamon roll?
But you need help.
Do you not know that?
I'm sure he knows it.
The cinnamon roll is a character who's too sweet and kind for the hard, horrible world that they're in.
Got it.
So I am going
He'll let
to
you push him.
I'm going to attack.
Hit.
Nice.
I'm on the wrong screen. I can't see. You actually kill it on the first attack.
Oh, sweet. So, yes, I am attempting to get Jamrel out of the way from fighting this thing while also fending it off with my spear point.
So you get that like nice square in the chest hand and you push him back, and as you're pushing back, you lean back and the thing like rears up to attack, and it's as you're leaning back that you stab up and catch it right in the nice throaty bits, and it like comes down on your spear and it's just like oozing just glops of spit and acid.
Couldn't be any grosser than I already was.
Yeah, so you're done with combat.
So when the combat settles right there, like Longtooth looks back over his shoulder at the ghost of his son, and it's like gravity's reversed. He just falls up to the sky and disappears.
Is everyone all right?
Like trick.
Cazador, you looked like you got injured.
Cazador has been injured like 3 times over, so very injured looking, but will not admit to being injured.
It's like
I'm
a festering wound
fine.
on her side.
Yeah.
Still covered in blood from
There's
Nomengard.
like a piece of a mandible sticking out of her still, and she like probably like pulls it out and throws it. But yeah, there was some ankegs under these tents. That was a thing.
Is my cigar still lit?
This is the important
roll
thing
it.
in life.
Roll for
Yeah,
it.
roll a D100 and don't roll under a 20, and it's still lit. There you go.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It was,
I pick it up
was
from
only
the
like
sand.
3 rounds, so
Blow it
like,
off.
it was a very fast combat.
Alum walks over to Longtooth and says, respectfully, says, "It would seem your son still fights by your side. I am happy for you."
Thank you. He's looking up at the sky.
Where I come from, we believe that our ancestors are always there to help us. But I've never seen one actually appear. You must have a powerful soul, my friend.
I powerfully hurt.
And then she's saying more loudly to the rest of it. So, We have to find out what happened here. This is most disturbing.
It
Longtooth,
seems like some insects moved in and made life a bit hard for the people here. It seems like they had time to leave, though, didn't they?
Longtooth walks over to Cazador. I like you, Cazador. So the fact that you're reckless annoys me.
Very well.
Cazador, do you need a? Do you want me to look at that? It looks bad.
Look at it. It is a wound. It is bleeding.
Should I? Do you want me to take care of that?
If you can.
All right, just don't move too much. All right. Yeah, and
I was
he'll
going to ask how you're doing, buddy.
Covered in acid. It's not the first time. I'm all right. Yeah. And he'll take off the little mechanical spider, and it will start walking over Cazador's wounds and tying them up. There you go. That's yeah.
Let's call it what it is. Zook smells like bile, right? I mean, he got spit on by a bug.
I've been through worse.
Yeah.
I swear.
Longtooth points at the water.
Yeah, in a minute. In a minute.
Hearing that, Alum turns around and is going to use. Oh no, that's right. I don't have it. Never mind. I was sorry. I was going to prestidigitation, but I have thaumaturgy, not prestidigitation. Sorry.
So once the spider, I'll cast Q wounds using the spider. So that heals you for. Oh, roll 20. Roll 20 is not working for me. Let's see.
I don't know what it's doing this week. It's
It
being
rolled
kinda weird.
text before.
Yep.
There we go.
Ooh, not bad. Not bad.
So you get that.
Alum wanders over to the other circle of tents and is going to collect some whatever firewood is available, stack it into the pit, and then light it with a snap of her fingers using thaumaturgy. She lights the fire, and she's going to start taking out some rations or whatever she has available to start heating water and preparing some food so that we can all rest and kind of rejuvenate.
Okay. So this description kind of fits both of these areas, but I'll go ahead and let you know what you're looking at here. There is a dead campfire in the center of each. Both of them seem to be surrounded by 6 tents. If anyone looks in the tents have a bedroll and a mess kit and a couple of personal belongings, but nothing super fancy, like an extra shirt or a pair of sandals. And then there are footprints and stuff in the area. And you can give me an investigation check if you want.
Would a survival check be appropriate?
Not according to my box text.
Oh,
but sure,
interesting.
go ahead.
Oh, they're the same. Never mind. How about an 18? With a modified 18.
Sure. You notice that there are footprints and marks in the sand where it looks like people were knocked down and then dragged away. And then you see that there's strange marks both on the sand and that the tents and the bedrolls have been dissolved by some kind of acid. Your 18 lets you know that it looks like people were attacked, drug away, and then dragged it down into the sand by some sort of burrowing monster.
That's disappointing.
Guys, I think I don't want to ruin the celebration, but there might be more of these around here, so try not to walk too far alone.
Yes, it seems that the creatures that just attacked us are what must have taken all the loggers. There's evidence all over.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think these creatures started the fire that burnt down this cabin?
That cabin looks like it was taken apart by the loggers.
You don't normally take a cabin apart by lighting it on fire. That's not how done.
It wasn't burnt down. I thought it was.
I thought it was. Wasn't it burnt down?
All of the text I have
Okay.
says.
Then I heard something different. Ignore me.
Oh,
He swallows all those words. He never says them.
yeah, the box text says older cabins close by have been torn down and leave only their stone chimneys and foundations. It does not actually tell me why. I've not found anything in here that tells me why that one was torn down. I've been looking, I promise. Malum, you start a campfire. Cazador is stomping over to, or not Cazador, Rathian is stomping over to a window. Cazador is rifling through tents. What's everyone else doing?
What Rathian did is also detailed there in chat.
Oh,
Yep.
sweet. Reading, y'all. I had other things going on.
At some point, I also
Take
took
a
a
shower.
piss with the dog.
Were you upstream from Zook while he was bathing?
Yes.
These are the kind of details I need to know.
How do you take a shower in a river? I feel like you could take a bath, but I'm not.
A bath.
I know one way.
He's got a little bucket with holes in it. He just
Oh, okay.
pulls the bucket.
Nice.
Yep.
Rathian, you do in fact see a mustachioed fellow in there. Let's see here.
I give a little knock on the window. You all right in there?
So you see that it's not just a open window, right? There's a window and it's got stuff stacked in front of it, but you can still see through it.
Got it.
What you see is this guy is actually sitting on top of a desk that has been upended and is in front of the door. Like he's barricaded the door and he's just sitting on this desk. And he also puts stuff over the window, but then you beat on the window and say, "Are you all right in there?" And he looks at you for a second, like in shock.
And I circle the house real quick.
Then you disappear out of his sight, and he doesn't know what to do with that information.
And then I appear again. Oh, no, long tooth appears.
There's a long tooth there now.
Two very intimidating hirsute men appear at his window.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there like almost, he's not like timidly shivering or anything, but he's sitting there very scared looking on that desk and just like has his finger up to it like, shh.
Long tooth says, hold on. Can you sign for this shipment?
Avon calling.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Do you want us to just leave it here in front of the window?
I forgot y'all had that cart.
But we need you to sign this so we can get paid.
And
Oh man, VIP.
That's
Or
wonderful.
MVP of the session.
Yep.
housekeeping.
That's the land shark.
Yeah, so you have a scared guy like making shush motions and motioning through the door and making monster like, "Fucking keep your noise down."
Seems
We
like you might have a
killed
monster in there.
the 3 giant monsters. They're dead.
Make a charisma check. You can do a persuasion.
Yeah, that's my specialty. Hold on.
The paladin standing right next to him, trained in persuasion. He's the one that's going to do it.
Yeah.
14. There you go. That's how it's done.
All right, so he'll hop down off his desk and like he takes some very slow, light steps across the room and over to the window, and in a thank you, Gregory, for pantomiming. In a very hushed voice, he'll ask, "You got all of them? You're sure of it?"
Well, we killed 3 of them.
I don't know how many there were. I when the attack started, I barricaded myself in here.
Yeah, I see that you're brave. Listen.
So while all of your friends out here were being slaughtered by these monsters and dragged underneath the ground and eaten, you hid inside of this building?
That's the sound of it.
that's not entirely true. They were fighting off the ones out there, and I was fighting off the one in here, and I managed to slam the door in his face before it could get to me.
So you locked it outside to kill them?
No, it was very much inside the cabin.
Right, until it was not.
No, I don't
Rathian, this is not going to solve anything.
I don't know what you're misunderstanding about it. It was in the other room, and I came in here, and I closed the door on his
Is
face.
it still in the other room?
I don't know. I can't see through doors.
You want to let us in?
Just point which way. I pull my shield off my back.
Longtooth will
The front door of the building you saw was over here when you were making circles.
Longtooth will wave his companions over to the cabin.
I need a minute.
Oh man, we're getting there. Nobody answers because he's locked in another room.
Monster!
What, did
Open the door!
Do I hear monster sounds?
Make a perception check to see if you hear monster sounds when you knock on the door.
You found a survivor.
We found a coward, yeah.
You do not currently hear monster sounds. No, no monster answers the door when you knock.
All right, well, I'm going to let myself in.
You open the door, and the floorboards in here are like all busted up and opened up. There was a wife. She had a baby.
That'll happen.
Yep.
Uppers.
So this cabin has a wooden floor and is divided into 2 rooms. The larger room is cluttered with logging equipment. There's saws and leather harnesses for climbing trees and so on. And I'm going to say that based on the actions, yeah, there was sign of an attack in here.
Can we get the dynamic lighting removed?
Oh yeah. I'm doing that thing where I'm trying to stream from 2 accounts now instead of like juggling it all on one page so the stream doesn't have to see what I'm doing.
Yeah, I need to learn how to do that too.
Sometimes I forget that there's like lines that I can't. It's asking me to turn on Fog of War. No, stop it, Roll20. Why are you being such a terrible person tonight?
Muppet's being a little camera whore tonight.
Oh, Popper. I enjoy that on their dynamic lighting, they just drew an X on all the bushes. Okay, Rathian's going to start a fight, so I'm going to ask that we do our break time before,
Nice.
before we start this fight.
Where do I stop before I'm engaged by an ankheg?
Is the coast clear?
2 squares in. The adventure has it like laying in wait under the floor, and it's supposed to surprise you and stuff. But
Okay, well, I'll start here then.
I'm not about that life, so anyone who's listening is like, this guy's deviating from the book. Deal with it.
Hey, I knocked.
Yeah, he knocked.
The least thing you can do is answer the door.
Yeah.
Zook is like halfway closed when all that happens. Like, what's happening over there? And he's putting on a shirt.
We're rescuing this coward.
Do you want initiative before we go to break?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do initiative. I just realized I have not set up a BRB screen on my stream, so that's a thing. New computer. Bear with us, everybody.
And if you are able to turn off dynamic lighting, I'm just looking at a bunch of sheer black plains at the moment, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on.
Where are you?
Other side of the house. Somewhere else, obviously.
Yeah, you're just looking at the outside of the cabin.
Yeah,
Let me
you're staring at the
just-
wall.
I'll just go ahead and turn it off for the whole.
Here, there should be a 1080 technical difficulties image you can grab off Google.
Now I'm moving the map, but the dynamic lighting's not moving with it.
Yeah, that's happened to me before, too.
So I can see the inside now, but the shadow is covering the log piles in the lake.
Well, hit F5. We're gonna go to break, and we'll figure it out, I guess.
Pause for station identification.
There you
God, you are 45.
Yes, I am.
Old jokes. All right, we're going to do break. I don't have a BRB screen, so I'm going to make one real quick. It'll be great.
So here's the story of the head of Vecna. So you guys know about the hand and the eye of Vecna, right? These are artifacts from old school D&D, and they required you to remove your hand or your eye to attach that piece to your body to pick up all the powers. So this guy, he's running this dual campaign. It's Greyhawk. He's got two different groups of players who are in competition with each other, right? They are each other's arch nemesis. So this one group gets this idea of, we're going to come up with this, we're going to start these rumors about this other artifact called the Head of Vecna. And their general plan was to take this skull and place it inside this trapped, death-filled dungeon, right? Just like this terrible dungeon, to get the other group to go through it and kill themselves to try and get this BS artifact. So the other group manages to fight through that. And of course, it's a rough going, and they get the Head of Vecna. But of course, who's going to use the Head of Vecna? Now, they cast Detect Magic on it and doesn't read as magical. But as we know, artifacts do not read as magical, so this makes sense. So one guy, he volunteers, and they decapitate him and put the head on his shoulders. Now, this doesn't work, of course. So they figure, we got to do more research. So they draw straws, and they decide the druid is going to stay there with the head while the rest go back to the city to do research to find out the proper way to attach the Head of Vecna to their characters. When they get back, they find the druid has been decapitated because while they were gone, he secretly summoned up an intelligent carnivorous ape, handed it his scimitar, and ordered the ape to decapitate me and place the head upon my shoulder. So they just find this gorilla sitting there with the skull, trying to balance it on the corpse of the druid. At this point, the DM loses it. He can't hold it in any longer, and the ruse is up. But that's the story, essentially, is where this one group had just created this BS story about a Head of Vecna to get people to go through a trap dungeon, and they ended up decapitating two more of their members as they fought for the control of the Head of Vecna.
That's fantastic.
Nice. You know why the Hand of Vecna makes you cut off your own hand to put it on, right?
Well, there's probably a joke here, but it actually comes from the old Elric.
Gonna be a pun. Don't answer.
If you read the old Elric Moorcock books, that's a thing there, right? The Hand of Vecna.
And we're just going to leave it at that tidbit of lore, right?
Yeah. Do y'all have dynamic lighting anymore?
No.
It's
gone.
Y'all. Okay, sweet. Don't need that mess no more. It's a cabin. Look, it's a cabin. It's got an ankheg in it, and y'all have rolled initiative. And it's Longtooth's turn. And we're just going to leave it at that piece of lore. And not answer.
Cazador has a 21.
Yeah, it needs to be reordered.
Oh, well, I guess I walked away before I hit that one button that I have to do as a DM. Cazador, you get to go first.
She's going to come busting and through a window again.
She's going to
Absolutely
bust through a
busted
window and do a Mortal Kombat roll across a table full of freaking logging saws.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Wait, logging saws. Never mind.
I mean, you don't know they're there. You see a perfectly good window.
I've actually already come around this direction. So I'm coming over to this window. And I guess I will spend my action opening it up and climbing in, perching on the sill.
Okay. Zook.
Can I see it from where I am?
You could definitely hear it.
All right, so I'll try to go a bit closer. I can get about here. Can I see it from here?
Yes.
All right, so I'll charge the Prismo Zapper once again.
Yep.
And take aim and fire behind, actually under Longtooth, from underneath Longtooth. Let's see, that's going to be a... why is Roll20 being hard on me? Okay.
I don't know what's going on with it tonight.
There we go.
Hit.
Yeah. So that'll be fire damage because we need to kill it with fire.
Yes.
Take that, you ugly insect thingy!
A bolt rips right across the group of all of y'all and in and stabs right in the almost forehead of this thing and flames. Longtooth.
Longtooth will stab at it over the shoulder of Rathian with his boar spear.
You guys in your doors.
Love me some doors.
I'm assuming that probably hits for 6 points of damage. And then Longtooth looks at Rathian. He looks behind himself, looks back at this thing, and says, "Oh no!" And he moves. He moves down here before this thing spits down the line.
I never learn. I never learn.
Twitch chat was pulling in that or commenting about it, and I was like, "Shh, they're watching." Jamrel.
We like formed a perfect queue.
Yeah, it was about to be at least 4 of y'all.
Line to get bit. Jibbrel's going to pop over here so that he can see, and he's going to shout at this creature, "Are you a monster or a bug? Either way, not a face not even a mother could love." And vicious mockery.
Wisdom?
Is.
You know, Jeremy, I gotta say, I really appreciate how hard you try. You have all these little cool little limericks and rhymes, but the saving throws are always against you.
Yep, so he passes just barely.
Yeah, with a 13.
Yep.
My save is 13.
Makes it.
Oh, man.
That is why he's the hero of this story.
Meet it, beat it.
I would stab it if I could, but you know.
Rathian is going to scoot around it a little bit to try to get it to face him, and then he is going to bash. Not terribly effectively.
Miss. It's gonna try to bite you. Oh, it's super miss.
Kang.
Yep, just nomming on that shield. Illume.
Illume is going to step over here. Well, yeah, sort of in a way that she can see through the door.
We use our imagination. It's a role-playing game. We got you.
Yeah, and then she is just going to the only thing she can do essentially at this point, because she hasn't had her rest. Natural 20 with the Eldritch Blast.
Why are you the one sheet that doesn't automatically roll damage?
I haven't set it up that way. I'll change it if you want.
No, I didn't know if I broke something.
Nope, that was me. So
Jerk.
12 damage. So she's like, not again. And the blue spiral goes right into the side of its head.
You hit it in the side of the head, and it recoils around, and it like slams into the wall. And like I said, there's like logging saws and stuff hanging on the walls in here, so stuff's getting knocked down everywhere. It's like clattering through a table, and it's Cazador's turn.
Cazador is going to dramatically jump off of this window sill and bring her spear down onto this little a-hole.
I imagine her perched like a gargoyle, and then she just hops down and like takes one good step across the room.
You had to say spear and a-hole, right?
Yes, I did.
Why you gotta bring it up, Clay?
I'm just a witness here.
Miss.
That looks like flanking to me, though.
And you might still have your inspiration.
I'm not flanking.
She does still have her inspiration.
Are we using the flanking rules?
If y'all want to use the flanking rules, we can turn them on, but all of the enemies are also going to get to use the flanking rules.
Negative.
Seems like a hit now once I have remembered Jamrel's kind words.
Yup.
Hero of the story.
All right.
It's got 7 hit
I
points and you do
contributed.
8 damage.
All right, yeah. Dramatically jumping off a windowsill, just right
Once
in the
again,
a-hole.
Jamrel MVP by proxy without actually doing anything.
Just throw that spear away. Just get rid of it.
It's no grosser than the rest of me.
That one's done.
Okay. You did it. You killed the final one. Super cool. Y'all are great. Y'all are heroes.
Now can he sign the invoice for the...
You hear the noise of him like scraping the desk across the floor out of the way, and then the door opens. And yeah, you got a guy, and he's got that sweet hat and mustache that you see in the avatar because I'm the GM and I make up this stuff. And he says, I'm guessing you don't care about thanks or anything else, so where's this invoice that you're so adamant about?
Are you what's your name? Are you Mr. Harbin?
Mr. Harbin?
Sorry,
Half
Western.
brother.
Are you Harbin's half brother? What the
Yes,
hell? I can't find it.
I have my own name, but if that's all I'm known
looking
as,
for
it's
it, damn it. Sorry. Notes.
I feel like I give you digital things. You probably don't have them on this.
Nope, we don't have permissions for those anymore.
I'm a terrible DM. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna need this guy's hat though.
His name's Tibor. Tibor.
Thank you. I know I have that in here. I just can't find it for some reason.
So,
Do you actually demand his hat?
No, Curtis does. Rathian would not be demanding this man's hat.
Okay.
well, as this guy is getting a little mouthy with us, Longtooth steps forward, puts a hand on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
He just lets the weight of his arm kind of drag on the guy. He's not squeezing or anything, just the weight of the arm. It looks like he's about to say something. He stops, and he peels some of the dead blood out from underneath his fingertips, which kind of dusts down on this guy's lapel, and then he brushes the dry blood off the front of him. You ready to sign?
Yep, let's do this.
Yeah.
What happened to all the others? Did they flee? Some of them were taken. I can see that, but
Yeah, Tibor. Why don't you tell him what happened to the rest of them?
We were attacked by those, and he like points past y'all to the dead thing laying in the next room. He's like, we were attacked by those things, and there's holes all over the camp where they just burst up out of the ground and attacked us.
And you're the only survivor?
How convenient.
I don't know if any of the other men were able to, escape down the river or into the woods or what. I've been trapped in here fearing for my life.
When did this occur?
That is a great question that I wish this box text told me.
Make a call.
I've
2 days ago.
Oh, he's hungry and thirsty.
Yep. Yeah, I don't.
Come, I've started a meal for us all, and there's a warm fire.
Are we sure it's safe to be around here still? Do we maybe want to put a little bit of distance between ourselves and this camp?
Well,
That'd be a good idea.
I would very much like a rest before we press on, but...
Probably gonna have a hard time hiring new employees to come down to this camp and work for you when they find out how you just sort of turned your back on the rest of them.
I didn't turn my back on anyone. We were all doing what we needed to do to survive. If I happened to be the one who worked in an office instead of living in a tent, then so be it. Like it's just the nature of things. It's not my fault.
What are you going to do now? Are you going to head back with us to Phandalin?
I mean, I can. There's no one out there at all. No signs of anyone. You didn't pass anyone on the way in.
Do you know Vera?
Don't know nothing about Novera.
Then no one did. Nobody you know.
Well, we haven't completely searched the area. It's possible there are others hiding in the woods, maybe?
True.
Why would they hide in the woods? Wouldn't they just go back to Phandalin? We would have met them on the road.
Or Neverwinter. I mean, Neverwinter is just downriver.
Yeah, Tybor speaks up and says, yeah, they probably would have went to Neverwinter before heading to Phandalin. I'd probably go to Phandalin because I got family there, but most of the men here, no reason to head to that backwater town.
You know, it'd be great if you could get us to get a little bit inside of Harbin's residence. You know, what is he always like that?
Like what?
Oh, counting gold pieces one at a time, refusing to open his door for anyone, completely untrusting.
I mean, I've never had a problem with that, but he's not the bravest man. So if there was some reason that he holed himself up in a room when the going got tough, then it totally, I could see some parallels.
The apple never falls too far from the tree.
He's quite afraid of dragons, it would seem, and especially the dragon in the nearby area. So perhaps you could talk some sense into him for us.
Loxley has had enough of this nonsense.
you
He's going
say
back to the bar to make s'mores.
Yeah, totally.
You say sense, but I feel like anyone with any sense would be afraid of a dragon.
Well, not to the point where you wouldn't, invite people into your house.
Well, I mean, not too many dragons I know hanging out in town, so I hadn't considered the fact.
Well, exactly. You should talk some sense into him.
So y'all are all going to the campfire.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll follow the group that's heading to the campfire.
Is
So
Cazador bathing?
Yep, she's just taken off all of her gear and is washing all of the bug spit and accumulated blood off in the river.
Awesome.
Rathian goes over there not to creep, by the way, but to toss you a bottle of whiskey to pour on your wounds.
Because that always feels good.
Zukin is inspecting the ankheg's bodies and like, interesting, and taking notes.
So there's a group of y'all sitting around a fire. Your crusty old hunter is making s'mores, apparently. You got weird, like, gnome guy who's doing some dissecting in the cabin. And then there's a totally naked woman with, like, a bottle of whiskey waist deep out in the water, just having a good old time.
This is not role-playing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, any given Sunday, right?
This sounds suspiciously like D&D.
Yeah. Thug life. Y'all asked if Tybor would come back with you. I do not, in my box text, see anything that says that he wouldn't. So, yeah, he'll totally stick around if y'all want to head back to Phandalin or Neverwinter.
Well, we should look around first. I mean, they probably all left, but I would just feel terrible if we didn't at least...
Fine, I'll look.
So we brought this guy his supplies just so that he could ride back on the cart with us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably.
Houndtooth will do a once-over around the perimeter of the camp to see if he picks up any trails for anyone who might have escaped the attack.
Sure.
I'll go with you and try to help.
Roll some survivals or investigations.
We'll do a 20 on the survival.
Loom just wants to rest to get her energies back.
You see lots of tracks coming and going and stuff, but nothing recent enough that it would have been after the attack. And you see several of those drag marks, probably in the neighborhood of at least 10 different places where people were drug into the ground.
So yeah, this one made it all the way 15 feet out of camp before he got drugged back into the hole.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing alive out there that we care about.
I suppose not. Well, should we begin our journey back then?
What time of day is it?
That is something that I totally forget what time of day it was when y'all attacked Orc Lady. I feel like it was around midday when y'all attacked Orc Lady, so let's call it 4, maybe 5 o'clock.
In the morning.
Yes, we have all the things we need here for a night's rest. We'll need to stay alert to make sure none of those other creatures come around, I suppose.
We can just sleep in the office.
It's so fuzzy.
I would prefer to sleep out under the stars, but
With all
perhaps
this-
that's
all
not
these thi-
safe.
With all these things running around?
I will sleep on the roof. And she's gonna literally. It looks like there's
What's the worst thing that could happen for sleeping on the roof?
right. I mean, there's a dashed. Well, the dragon could find me, but we'll see.
All right, so the plan is to stay the night in the weird place that keeps getting attacked by underground monsters. You got Weird Mustache Man, who, if that's the plan, is going to go like hold himself back up in his office.
He's going to
You
share
have-
that office with people so they can sleep.
Yeah, he's not barricading y'all out, but that's where he chooses to sleep.
Sure.
You got a loom on the roof. What's everyone else doing?
Seems as good a place as any. I'll join a loom on the roof.
Nice.
I'll locate one of these abandoned tents and just, unfurl my bedroll in there.
Okay.
Edge of the pier.
Lawtooth just bunks down inside this room with Mustache Dude.
So yeah, I mean, I think Illum feels really good about being up where she can see everything and like stay a little more eye on the prize for the night.
I'll just I'll stay with Jamro, so he won't stay alone.
So Illum would make note of like where everyone is staying so that she can literally, every few minutes take a peek around and
Roll a d100 and don't roll under a 20.
oh, you beat me to it. 65.
Gregory was getting it close. You spend the night in the weird camp and nothing happens. And you wake up the next day and you can set out with your ox, Vincent, your wagon load of supplies to this place, and the guy who you were supposed to give the supplies to, and the signed receipt clipboard of you delivering the supplies to this guy.
Tybor. Go ahead.
I was wondering if we could run a small scene at night before.
Yep. Role playing is always a thing that y'all can do.
So at the tent at night, when they prepare for sleeping or whatnot, Zook would sit down and he'd look somewhat troubled. Now, Jamal knows Zook for a while, and he knows that expression that he has, that is something is on his mind. But he'll be humming and tinkering, and at some point he'll just take what he's working on and like, never mind, put it aside. Yeah.
Are you planning on sleeping any point tonight, friend? Are you all right?
There was creatures. It's not the first time that I hear about those kind of things. Someone once told me that they want to take care of such creatures. Name should probably start from somewhere. Remember the day that you found me at the destroyed inn?
Oh, of course. Why? How could I ever forget? It's one of my proudest moments.
And I'm very grateful. But I've never actually told you exactly what happened there.
No.
I think, those creatures. Someone once approached me. He was an elf that was called. He called himself Nightflower or something. It was a code name, and he asked me to make explosives to take care of large insectoids like this one, like this creatures. It was back in Neverwinter in my old place, and well, I didn't think much. My family always warned me about making things for people that I don't know, but I was excited that someone could use the things I make, and so I made these explosives, and
He used them, didn't he?
he did. Do you remember a few months before the time you found me, there was an explosion at the All Stars Manor.
Yes, of course. Of course, it was well known around town.
Yeah, he used my explosives to harm people. And I just gave it to him without thinking. Because I thought that why would he lie? He was trying to fend off these creatures, right?
Well, that is a simple mistake, but one that I'm sure you will remember throughout your life.
Yeah.
Perhaps your parents were correct. You must be careful for who you make these types of weapons.
Yeah, that's true. He wouldn't be trouble anymore, yes, I suppose. He came back and asked for more, and thought I didn't realize what he was doing.
Oh.
Yeah. So I made another one. And he took it back to his home base, I suppose, under that tavern. And I should really work on my timers when I bring those kind of things to people. But I was almost out by the time it went off. I'm not proud of that, but he was doing bad things.
Well, it certainly sounds like it, and you're on the right path now, friend. You are making far greater difference now than we ever could have made back in Neverwinter. We're helping people. Look at Tybalt over there. He'd be still stuck in his house if it weren't for us.
I suppose. Yeah, we did do a lot of good recently, didn't we?
We have, and we'll continue to do so. Just keep your head up, and of course we need your tinkering prowess and all of the skills that you've accumulated over the years. So keep your head in the game, friend.
I'm just glad it actually helps, and I can use it to do some good and not just. Yeah.
Of course.
We are not going to fight a dragon, right? We're not going to go after it. It's crazy.
Eventually we will. We are great adventurers now, and we're getting even greater by the day, so one day.
I don't know. It seems to a bit way over our heads, way over our league. I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Well, it might be way over your head, but Longtooth practically looks it in the eye. So
he's really tall, isn't he?
It's our friends where our strength really lies. So keep going, friend.
Thanks. Yeah, we should probably get some sleep.
Yes, you should.
Y'all are my favorite. This is a great group. And I went and gave y'all like super quick time limit, and now I'm already plotting my next game and stuff, and I'm kicking myself for it, especially since we have stuff to take y'all up to level 12.
We'll take a break and come back for season 2.
Oh.
There you go.
Yep.
So I said it in chat, but while this super heavy conversation is happening, like 10 feet away, Tybor is like bugging Longtooth, who's in the room with him, and just asking stupid stuff like, "So, what kind of adventures y'all been on so far?"
The adventuring kind.
Have been anywhere more exciting than just a logging camp in the middle of the woods?
Yes.
Anywhere I would have heard of?
Yes.
Cool.
He's just sitting there whittling. Yep.
Is Rathian in the house?
The Rathian's out on the docks, I think.
Yeah, I was
that's right.
sleeping on the dock. So whenever we were done at the camp, he was going to go out to the pier.
Yeah.
Tybor, listen. Pretty sure Rathian wants you to die for letting these other men die. So when we're on our way back to town, mind what you say around him. Don't give him an excuse to kill you, because I think he might.
I didn't let anyone die. We were attacked.
I know. I'm just telling you.
I'm a logger, not a warrior. Like,
Yep.
I'm not even a good logger. I'm just the foreman.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just word to the wise. I've seen that look in Rathian's eyes before, and he doesn't like you. I think he'd like the world better without you in it. So just be careful what you say around him. We'll get you back to town safely, and it'll be better for everybody.
Are you sure it wouldn't be in my best interest to just let y'all leave and then find my own way? Like,
Ooh, yeah.
if I say the wrong thing and this guy's going to kill me, like,
Just give him
it's a 3-day trip, and I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I would just give him wide berth. I think you should be fine.
Okay.
But I would not try and make that trek by yourself. I think your best chance is to stay with us. Just don't say anything annoying to him. In fact, it's best probably if you don't talk at all.
Okay.
To me, especially.
Oh yeah, he's the nice one. Cazador's the mean one, actually. So
He's the guy who, if I say the wrong thing, is going to kill me, is the nice one.
yeah, don't even look at Cazador. Try to talk to General. General loves talking. General will talk all day if you let General talk.
If I'm afraid of saying the wrong thing, you imply through your comments that it might just be better for me to not say anything at all.
That might be, right. And if you do talk to General, don't talk about Rathian. Don't talk about Cazador. And don't talk about these dead men.
I'm noticing there's like a lot of rules involved with.
Probably the best rule is if you get away with it, don't talk at all.
Okay, so like, I don't know if I should be asking more questions. I'm
I don't know.
afraid for my life.
I don't
like,
know if Rathian can hear us right now or not.
I don't know if asking you more questions is going to make you want to kill me, because apparently everyone in this group of heroes will kill me just for
No, I don't want to kill you. You signed our nice invoice.
Right, that kind of frightens me, actually. Like, you got what you need from me. Like, I really should have thought about that more, but it was a heat of a moment kind of thing. I should have demanded that you got me safely back to town before I signed.
Tybor, let's be honest. You were going to sign that invoice one way or another. So it's that it just happened now. But I am going to try and get you back to town safely.
These veiled threats are killing me.
All right. That sounds like Rathian. So whatever you do, just stay quiet.
I'm asleep. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and
okay.
he instantly.
Longtooth goes to the door and opens it up an inch.
I'm just checking to see if he's got anything to drink in there. It's a little parched.
Nope, nothing in here. We're good.
All right.
Closes the door.
Cazador, may I ask you a question?
If you must.
You left your family. Why did you leave?
It is the way of our people. You have to leave the tribe to go out and become strong so that you may come back and protect the tribe. If you die while you were out, you were not strong enough to protect them. And while you are gone, you gather new information and resources with which to better serve our people.
That seems wise, actually. Do you miss your family?
I don't understand the question.
I mean, do you think of them often? Do you long to be with them soon?
I was muted. I'm sorry.
I do not wish they were here. I do not wish I were there. And I cannot imagine another scenario where we would all be together. But I enjoy their company, for it is not disagreeable to me.
I miss my family. It's been years, actually, since I've been home.
Why have you left them then?
Well, after these, she's holding. You notice she's fiddling with her mask, so it's like she's kind of like twisting it around and holding it in her lap. So, well, after the lightning struck me, and then after these strange powers began to manifest, I was scared, and when I talked to my family, I could see it in their faces. My friends and those that loved me, they loved me still, but they were confused and afraid, and it was breaking my heart. And I don't understand this being, this energy that has, well, I'd like to say gifted me with these powers, but sometimes I think it's a curse. I can't believe what we did to that poor woman in the woods. I believe what Jamrel and Zook say, that we can do good in the world. I believe that. I've seen it, but I'm afraid I'm doing things wrong.
You need to stop apologizing.
Oh?
There is nothing to apologize for. You have power, you have strength. The world is hard, the world is cold, and the world is ugly. And without what you have, the world will beat you down, and you will be nothing. And that is what your family saw. If they were afraid of you, if they do not understand you, it's because you have something they don't have. And that's the power to affect the world. What would you do with it, whether you attack druids, or you attack dragons, or count coins, you have something special. And you need to stop apologizing for it.
Did Kazador just compliment somebody?
From what I've seen, she has no problem complimenting strength and power, though.
Yeah.
Nothing else, but like displays of power, she's like, cool.
Do you think then, if I learn to master these powers like you are learning to master yours, then when I return to my family, then I could go back with something to offer, with that strength.
Yes, it is an old way. It is the way that people, my people, I don't know what you are, have lived for eternity.
Frankly, I don't know what I am. I thought I was just a regular person from Karatur, but these wings and this energy that sparks from my body, and the intensity of the emotions, and the raw power that comes from my hands. Sometimes it's overwhelming.
Then be better. Be stronger. If you are full of power, be better than the power.
I will. Thank you, Cazador. You know, you're very wise.
I've been
and
told that.
strong. Thank you. And I imagine they would probably sit the rest of the night without another word.
Absolutely. That's 100% more Cazador talking than I've done the rest of the session.
Yep. Rathian, would you say that if it rains, you don't care?
I think so. Yeah, actually.
Doesn't make no difference to you? Okay. Anything else for this evening? No?
I think so.
Not for
Okay.
me.
So Tybor will let you know that you can indeed follow the river back around the way you came, or you can cut through the woods. It's faster, but obviously more dangerous. But he also says that you can also follow the river upriver to the hunting lodge, and then it's a quicker trip through the forest. So it's still through the woods, but it's not like heading straight south towards Phandalin. So I'll point on a map. He says you can follow this fork of the river around and then basically cut through the woods here.
And we can take the carts and any other supplies this way, or no?
I mean, you might have to put some effort into finding the right way. It's still a forest, but the hunters do have their trails, and it's much less woods than if you were to just head straight south from here. But if you wanted the easy, like foreshore thing, the long way is definitely the way to go.
I think that Rathian wanted to look at that barrow mound.
Okay. Out of character, do y'all want to go to the barrow then?
It's fine with me.
Yeah, I think we're going to go south the same way we came north, and we'll stop and camp, and we can leave Tybor at the camp. This is general plan. Go to the barrow mound, see what's up there, and then come back, collect Tybor, and make our way back to Phandalin.
Okay.
High-level plan.
Nice. You guys have completed a second quest, which means that you will be leveling up to level 4. Woohoo! So go ahead and start thinking about that stuff. And then let's go. Let me look at the barrow real quick just to see what we're dealing with. We got about 15 minutes left. I know we started a little late. We can get started on the barrow. So let us do things here.
I'm not quick at leveling up in Roll20, so.
Oh yeah, no, that's a between session thing.
Okay.
I just want to let y'all know that you did it. So in case I forget, you've been told. Y'all are on the barrow map, right?
I don't like the shape of that.
It's questionable at best.
Tasty.
Yeah, let's see here.
I don't want to call this a dragon barrow, but there's these big words on the ground that say dragon barrow.
Yeah. Right.
Go figure.
A 30-foot high hill rises ahead of you, its top too flat to be natural occurrence. Jutting from the grassy hilltop is a row of 10-foot tall, bone-white rocks that arc towards the stormy sky like outstretched talons. So y'all have set up camp somewhere nearby. Tybor is hanging out with Vincent, and you guys have approached this hill that you saw from a distance before when you headed north. And it's a very weird-looking hill. And it's got spiny spikes sticking up out of the ground all the way down the top of it.
Do we get a sense from where we are that this is in the shape of a dragon?
No. I just did not come to this map to put that on the GM layer first.
No, that's just fine. I mean, obviously, the bird's eye view shows that to us, but...
Yeah.
So Zook will go in and probably inspect the weird stones that...
Longtooth will follow.
Okay. Give me a second as I set up stuff here. Okay, Zook, what are you doing to these spiny rocks?
Just checking them out, trying to figure out why are they placed like that. Did someone put them there on purpose? What type of stone is that?
Make a perception check.
All right. Can I make it investigation? I'll go with it.
Sure.
Oh, that's fine.
Sure.
That's so 13.
Yeah. Give me a second. So which end do you start at?
The closest one, probably. Whatever is closest.
Y'all would have approached from the north, so you probably would have been coming in this way.
Yep, that's good.
I guess what I should do if I was good at streaming, I should move the stream over to the map. That would make sense. There you go, folks who are watching this. You can now see it's in fact the shape of a dragon. So Zook, you start on the very northern end, and you give them the classic Zook mimic finding tap, and you scout them out, and you're making your way south. And none of these draw your attention at all. But when you get to this one right here, you see that there's a small opening at the base of it. Like it's the best way to describe it is like it's plugging a hole almost.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll try to pull it out.
What have you found?
It's bigger than you are. Like it's a huge spiny rock looking thing.
It looks like this is plugging a hole. Maybe Rathian, can you help me here a second?
As you look to Rathian, you can tell that he's like his senses have gone otherworldly as he activates his divine sense.
Sure. I will come back to the detect magic and the divine sense in just a second. Anyone that's attempting to pull or push this spine out of the hole needs to make a strength check.
I will just help someone stronger than me, so maybe Longtooth can give it a go.
Yeah. So how do I make this? Oh, I think I got it.
Should
So-
just be able to.
Yep. There you go.
So you get advantage. Oh, you don't need it.
Presence of strong evils. Ba, 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 ba. I'm reading your thing. Stand by. Your divine sense radar does not detect anything based on
Sweet.
the reading of how it works.
So yeah, Longtooth, he kind of gets his back and shoulders underneath the kind of the arc of the stone, and he just kind of tries to, stand, push it up out of the way.
You give it some good, gumption, and it moves a little bit, but an 18 does not actually do it.
Damn. All right, Rathian will come give it a try now that he's come out of his catatonic state.
Rock heavy.
Same push.
Same push. Want to hear a joke? It's a DC 19, y'all.
No.
Yeah, so pushing ain't cutting it. Like one guy putting his shoulder into it. So what you have is this like it's at a slight curved angle. The curve is going northward, spiny rock that's jutting up, and just even pushing into the way it's leaning isn't cutting it.
That's fine. We're gonna loop a rope around it and walk the rope around the next spine to the south, and then use that
Leverage.
south as for our leverage, right? To make it essentially make a pulley out of it, and just Rathian and Longtooth will work together slowly, pulling and tightening to get this thing moved.
Sure, we'll go ahead and let you take 20 on that guy. Detect magic does not currently detect anything.
Did somebody do that? They cast it, or they ritually cast it, or?
Yeah, Jamro ritually cast it. I'll take.
Awesome.
I assume in the time that the Doobie Brothers here set up the rope pulley system.
The Doobie.
Sorry, we were singing earlier. You can get a detect magic off, and I don't see anything in any of these descriptions that I'm reading very quickly that would have set it off.
All right. Well, I'm not sensing anything magical, everyone.
Where were you standing when you set it off? Like right where you're at?
Yeah, but I think it's concentration for 10 minutes, so I'll just kind of walk up and down the spine of this hill.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Should that have that? Oh, that's crazy. Never mind. Was that not an athletics check? I mean, somebody said it in the Discord chat. I mean, sorry, Twitch chat. Would that have been athletics? Because if they're proficient, they probably would have been able to do it if it was a 19.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that was
technically athletics. I don't know if either of y'all have.
Oh yeah, I add 5 to that.
Oh, my bad.
I guess add 2 to it.
But I still like Longtooth's method of the rope. So
that's where our proficiency comes in.
Exactly. You got to use
There you
some
go.
skill.
Yeah, you figured it out. Technically, if we want to get technical, the adventure says by lashing ropes around the top of the rock, you can topple it with a DC 19 strength check. So even with your +5, the shoulder at the bottom would not have technically done it. So best of both worlds. I gave you some, even though I asked for the wrong check.
Awesome.
Um,
And then the whole thing opens up.
It topples out of the way, and it is a 2-foot wide stairwell that leads down into darkness.
What is that?
This is peculiar.
It's questionable at best, Jamrel, whether your detect magic would have actually got this based on some distance math, but I'm willing to say that yes, you got a little bit of a ping when you were on the very westward wing. Just the like slightest tingle at the edges of your senses, and it came from below you.
Longtooth lowers the head of his spear down near Loom and looks at her.
I don't know if she has. Yeah, I think she does have to touch it, so she'll illuminate it.
And with that light source,
she also smiled. You can't see it because your mask's on now, but she was smiling.
He will slowly creep down this hole with the light out in front of him to see what's what.
Okay. It is like I said, a 2-foot wide spiral staircase that is a very tight spiral. Like you were not going very far. It's almost like think those castle towers where it's just enough of a column in the middle that you're essentially going around the support.
Yeah.
So you're doing that and you're heading straight down, and it descends, you would guesstimate 20, 30 feet down. So like you do 2 or 3 good laps And it's keep going. Like, do you call down people after you, or did
I'll follow.
I assume people are following if they're
behind them,
interested.
yeah.
So
GM,
Yes,
I would
sir.
like to smell the hole.
Give me a sniff check. The hole smells musty. It doesn't smell to you like the hole has got much use. It's been a while since anyone has used the hole, if the hole's seen use at all.
Perfect.
I hate you, Curtis.
I mean, mechanically speaking, Rathian would want to smell if like the smell of death or fire was wafting up from this, but I couldn't think of a good way to say it, so I just went with it.
Does your divine sense last at all, or is it an instantaneous?
No, it's an instant ping. I'll have to use it more down below.
Okay. From up top, nothing on the divine sense, but a little bit of tingle on detect magic. I must warn y'all that we are approaching our 9:30 at this point.
It's probably a perfect place to call it, right?
Y'all can stop here, or we can stop at a roll initiative if y'all want.
No.
Oh, God.
Perfect. Going down in the darkness.
Yep.
Is the perfect place to call it.
It's a great
So-
spot for the camera to fade.
Yeah, the camera's doing the like, this is the Hobbit and it's New Zealand and we have a drone. So we're flying our drone camera up above the hill as Longtooth disappears down into the darkness, and one by one the little figures atop the hill like follow him down into this stairwell. And I'm gonna drag you, Longtooth. This may do things for you. Maybe. You come out at the bottom of the stairwell, and it is it's a tunnel that curves away from you in both directions back behind you.
I see lots of ways to go.
Yeah, so it curves around the pillar that the staircase was in. So you have tunnels to either side of you, and then in front of you there is a set of 2 straight tunnels that lead out. You also see your light is flickering and dancing off of at least 2 other ways to go. So,
Perfect.
and at that point, the camera is going to fade to black. And we're going to end this episode as y'all enter the Dragon Barrow.
Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Cool. Level up to level 4.
There's no
Yes.
undead to command. Rathian's going to be furious.
Yeah, there better be at least.
Careful what you wish for.
Twitch chat says y'all are now in the Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh god,
Ah, sweet.
that would be fun.
Okay, prepare a set of new characters. Got it.
Yeah, like several new characters.
I went into Tomb of Annihilation with 3 character sheets, and I only ended up needing 2 of them. And
you
the
did pretty
one
good.
that I lost didn't die. He got turned into a statue, and I got him back at the end of the adventure.
Nice.
Well, what do you know?
Turns out that barbarians are pretty good at con saves, but they're pretty bad at con saves when they have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
And I stared at a basilisk, and it stared back.
I've been wanting to do Tomb with our group, but for some reason they're resistant to it.
It's because we're still playing Strahd.
There's that.
And Mad Mage.
And Man Mage.
We're still playing Mad Mage and 3 other games.
Here we go.
At least you have the problem of too many games instead of like...
First world problems, right?
Yeah, I currently have, not only are there too many D&D things, like I have still not done Strahd, any of the Waterdeep stuff, and there's already more adventures coming out.
Oh yeah,
But, like,
she already
I
pre-ordered
have-
Avernus.
Yeah, I have other systems that are still piling up stuff too, because I still have 6 Star Wars adventures that I would really like to do on the published side of adventuring, but like also homebrew things that I want to do and want to be part of, and it's like...
So we were talking about the stairs going down. I assume you guys all know why stairs are designed that way in castles.
I do.
I don't.
So they're designed in such a way that the defender standing at the top of the stairs can swing with their right hand. So it always goes down counterclockwise. So the attackers who are normally right-handed are trying to attack against the center wall, so they can't get a full swing.
Now that you say that, I have heard that somewhere, and I do not remember where I got that random tidbit of knowledge, but I have like a spattering of weird knowledge like that, and then lots of weird castle facts from like watching the documentary, the behind the scenes of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Awesome.
It's probably from a cracked article, same place I learned it.
Yeah, like the fact that there are still slashes on that castle because they legitimately ran up and were attacking it with their swords when the French taunter was throwing stuff off at them. But the baby is crying, and I am going to get out of here. So thanks,
Have fun.
guys.
Have
Sorry
fun.
about
Bye,
the
everybody.
late start,
See you next week.
the messy stream.
That's okay. We had a great chat.
It was awesome. Totally worth it.
Yep.
Level up to level 4 because you're gonna need it.